So I just wanted to talk about my homeboy's Terence McKenna, his chart. I just ate an edible and I'm like, dude, I'm getting deep into his chart right now. Oh my God. So deep. Look at this amazing soul's chart. This was the coding to Terence McKenna. We all have an idea of who Terence McKenna was, especially the newer generation. We have an idea of who he was just because of what he had put out to the public. But we have to remember it was a different time. He grew up in a different time than we are growing up in now. So we have to remember when looking at influential people like this, we have to remember they were human just like we are. But the only difference is they didn't have social media at the time. So their inner personality didn't get out as much to the public. And so we can't remember who these people really were. We have their persona and what they wanted people to see. But there is always something behind all of these people that, they would probably get canceled for today. And I just think it's important to remember that because before I get into talking about his chart, I just want to say a side note here. I think that we need to not be so judgmental over people today because we always want to find a reason to write somebody off. Like, oh yeah, this dude said something really good one day, but then the next day he was doing that, and I don't think, he's smart anymore. And I don't know, I just feel like we're too judgmental on humanity right now. And it's like, Terence McKenna is a perfect example of this. He is, I'll just say it right now, he's my hero. He's one of my heroes. But there is things within his chart that things might have been not perfect about Terence McKenna. He's not perfect. He's not God. He's human. So I just want to talk about the chart and have this be a lesson for you watching this, looking into your chart and trying to understand yourself. When you're trying to understand your chart, you need to look at all the aspects you see going on. And you have to remember there can be a dark expression of that energy, or it can go the opposite and it can be a very positive light thing about that specific energy. But it is up to you to decide through your choices in life which way you're going to take it. Because there are things in a chart that you are bound to. You are bound to these placements, but there is still such a thing as free will. So yes, you may be bound to a specific, area of your life or, problem, or just not even problem. I don't want to say that. You may be bound to a specific aspect. You are bound to this chart, but you choose how it can be expressed. You have some wiggle room there, So, yeah, all right. So, with that being said, let's get into Terence McKenna's birth chart. So, woo! Let's just say what everybody else is probably thinking that knows astrology. Terence McKenna fucked, bro. He liked to fuck, dude. I'm just being immature, but no. Double Scorpio house with Jupiter, his sun, and Venus and Scorpio in the 12th house. Oh, Scorpio is a sign. I know it's very cliche to say that Scorpios are, they're sexaholics and, this and that. But no, they're not sexaholics. They're just deeply passionate about their sexual experiences. And that's what makes it even hotter. That's what makes it even hotter. It's not like all Scorpios are just going to go sleep with anybody and all they think about is sex. You know, they may think about it a lot. But, you know, it is sacred to them. Sexual experiences to a Scorpio is sacred. It's sacred. They rule the 8th house, which is right here. And the 8th house, a part of it, there's many things that come out of the 8th house, but one of them is sex. And that's Scorpios. It's home. Scorpios are at home when they are having sex. Wow. Yo, that was deep. This fucking edible is like, woo! All right. Wow. For real? I never even thought about it like that before. But look at you, Terence Mckenna. And every other Scorpio out there. I see you. I see what you about. So, speaking of Scorpio and, you know, sexual relations, Terence Mckenna has his sun conjunct his Venus. And, you know, Venus doesn't really rule sex. You know, Mars rules sex more than Venus. Venus is just sensuality, like what you value, but it's what you love. It's what you love, and it's beauty. Venus is beauty. You know, you can be attracted to somebody and see beauty in someone and not want to like fuck it like Mars would. Mars isn't that deep. Mars is not deep at all. Like Venus is where it's at. Venus is where it's at. Yo, I fuck with Venus. So when you have your sun conjunct Venus in your birth chart, that just means you are a beautiful human being. You have the planet of love and beauty conjunct your sun. That's you. That's you, baby. And you are right next to the planet of love. Do you even know what that means? You're just a beautiful person. You're just a beautiful person inside and out, baby. So, and it's in the 12th house. And, you know, the 12th house is many different things. It can take two very polar opposite poles. It can go one of two ways, one of 1,000 ways. But I will tell you, like, the main key things to look out for when you're looking at the 12th house. Because remember what I said at the beginning of the video? Yeah, we're bound to specific things, but we can choose how that specific things manifests, whether it's good or bad. So you have the power. So if you have 12th house energy, just pay attention to what I'm about to say. The 12th house, in a general, most basic form, is either spirituality or mental illness. That's it. That is very basic. When I say spirituality, I mean other realms. I mean, you know, connecting to the collective unconscious. I mean connecting to beings outside of this reality. That's a great thing. That's what like most awakened beings strive for. They strive for that. They yearn for it. And Terence Mckenna really got the best out of the 12th house. Terence Mckenna is a prime example of the 12th house at its fucking best. At its best. Oh, I just got the goosebumps. And he's got Jupiter in there. So, like, Jupiter is also a benefic planet. I just realized this. So, like, Terence Mckenna has his sun with both of the benefic planets in with him. Yo, he's got luck. He's got love. He's got beauty on his side. Yo, those benefic planets are straight up repping Terence Mckenna. They're like, yo, we want in on this dude. Yo, it's crazy. Oh my God. Yo, Terence McKenna. No wonder why he's such... People remember him. People remember him. People love him. People love him. But you want to know what's crazy? I just realized. This energy is in the 12th house. And you know what I just thought of? Yes, people love Terence McKenna now, but when he was alive, it was really not like that. Yeah, he was known in his field, but he wasn't a celebrity by any means. By any means. And the 12th house could also represent hidden things. And it wasn't until after he died and went into the other realm, 12th house, other dimensions, other realms, he didn't get famous until after he was dead. Yes, he was known. I know that. I know he was popular in the psychedelic community, academic psychedelic community, but no, he was not like he is now. He is way more famous and now. And that could happen. That's how it manifested in Terence's chart. He had all this great energy, but all his greatness was going to come once he reached the 12th house. Once his physical body went to the 12th house, that's when he was going to gain all this positive energy. He got it in his life. Don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong, because not only is the 12th house Scorpio in his chart, but also the first house is Scorpio because he has an intercepted chart. And that is when you see double of the signs for these houses. Like Taurus is the 6th and 7th house. And like I said, the Scorpio is the 11th and 12th. And when that happens, that means that because there's two, there's going to be one sign that is dedicated to no house. And in Terence's chart, it is Sagittarius being intercepted, and it is Gemini being intercepted. And what's this mean? You know, astrologers have a lot of different views on this, and I don't think enough astrologers talk about it. And I don't think they do because it can get really confusing, and they may not want to lose people. But and this could express in different ways too. Because he has these interceptions, that means that he is not expressing this energy well. This is karmic debt. Terence McKenna had a very karmic, and I mean karmic chart. He had all that 12th house energy, double Scorpio. He had karma he was trying to make up for in this life, because that's what intercepted signs to me means. They're not dedicated to a house. They didn't earn a house. Yo, that's exactly what happened. Those signs, they did not earn a house in this life. Terence McKenna is going to have to earn those signs to be incorporated in his chart when he comes back to Earth, because obviously we're fucking reincarnating because this is a prison planet. But, I'm not going to talk about that now. But so, yeah, he needs to earn that. And until he earns it, earlier in his life, he's probably going to be expressing only the shadow side of these two signs of Taurus and Sagittarius. So he needs to, because he may express this energy bad or not at all earlier in his life, there are going to be situations that come about in his life or that's going to force him to use this energy. Because a lot of people think that because they don't have planets in houses, that it means that, they don't express that energy. People think, I'm a Scorpio. Why would I act anything like a Sagittarius ever? I'm not a Sagittarius. Yeah, you're not, but your birth chart is the coding to you. Every single thing about this chart is represented within you. As above, so below. This is you. And you better fucking believe it. So, yeah, I don't even know where I was going with that. I just went on a little tangent. But so things are going to come about in Terence's life that are going to force him to, earn his badges in the signs of Gemini and Sagittarius. So what are the shadow sides of Sagittarius? It could be all over the place in different religions, not knowing like what one is right, or it could be like a cult leader maybe, because Sagittarius is, at the end of the day, they just want to like know stuff. They want to learn stuff. They're seeking the answers. They want to know, like they want to know the deeper meanings to things. They want to know about different cultures. They're just, money hungry, but for knowledge. Gemini in a shadow side is the exact opposite of Sagittarius. So it's going to be almost a little bit similar in energy, but not really. Like Sagittarius is a higher sign. It rules the 10th house. So it's a lot more wiser than Gemini's, but dude, no, don't take that as a knock against the sign Gemini, because Gemini is its own beast, dude. Geminis can multitask like crazy. They might not do it as gracefully as, let's say a Capricorn, but they can do it. They can do it. They're just air, so they're all over the place, wild. They act a little wild, but they're like a human computer. It's like having a Gemini around you is literally like having a cell phone next to you, because you could like say, when you want to think of a quote from a movie and you're like, oh damn, what movie is that from? So you take out your phone and you type in the quote to Google to see like what will pop up. Yeah, nah, you don't even need your phone when you're around a Gemini. You say like a little like sentence from a 3-hour long movie and the Gemini was like, oh shit, that was from the Avengers, right? And you're like, yeah, how'd you know that? And then he goes on and just talks about like the rest of the movie, and he knows it. He remembers it. Geminis remember everything. They're scattered, so they don't really like to focus on one subject like fully, because they're like the ADHD sign of the zodiac. But that doesn't mean they're dumb. People that like for ADHD, take for example, a lot of people have that. A lot of famous people have it. A lot of business owners have it. And that means that they're nonstop. They'll just keep going. They'll jump around. But okay, I'm talking way too much about the Gemini energy. This is a Terence Mckenna fucking birth chart fucking reading. I might do a professional reading for him and like make a nice video and shit. But for right now, I'm just talking. Vibing. All right. Welcome to the Capricorn cave. I feel like I'm in that 70s show right now, but I'm like just talking to a phone instead of my friends. That's kind of depressing. Okay, my bad. Let's get back to Terence McKenna. So, he has and I'm not going to get into anything in depth. I just want to do my first impressions on his chart. I'll go in depth later. I'm excited. I'm an astrologer. I do this all the time, so I like to jump around and look at shit too. I kind of have a Gemini energy because I have double Gemini houses in my chart. I express the fucking shadow side of Gemini. No, I don't. No, I have a lot. So I earned that Gemini energy. I got confused. Because remember what I said before, that you have to earn these energies in this life? But Terence McKenna knows the Capricorn energy because he has double. No, wait, I'm wrong. I meant to say Scorpio energy. He has double of those houses. So, dude, he is a professional Scorpio. Oh my God, I've never even heard that in a book, but I think that I'm onto something there. Because yin and yang, if you don't have enough of this energy and you need to learn it in this life, this intercepted signs are telling you, dude, you don't even really need to learn the Scorpio energy. You know it. It's like it's second nature. It's like a trine. And he doesn't need to know the Taurus energy, Terence McKenna, because he got that shit. He got it. It's on a spectrum. They're always exactly opposite from each other. So, yeah, that's awesome. I just came up with a theory. I need to fucking take edibles and read birth charts more often. I'm a Capricorn, so like this is my job. So whenever I read someone's chart, I'm like, I'm not stoned. I don't eat an edible before I do the chart because I want to be professional. Because where is this? I'm a Capricorn. So Capricorns like to do everything professional. But I'm just realizing I need to do this on an edible because I get inside that fucking 12th house, boy. And I'm connected to the ethers. 12th house, I have my moon and my Venus conjunct in the 12th house. Oh my God, I just realized that both me and Terence Mckenna have our personal planet with Venus in the 12th house. His is in Scorpio and mine is in fucking Aquarius. But I have my moon, the mother, with Venus, and fucking Terence has his son, his like masculine himself, with Venus. We're soulmates. Oh my God! No wonder why I love him so much. No wonder! We have that energy. Oh my God, Terence. We connect. We are BFFs. I'm so gay. Don't mind me. Oh my God, that's cool. That's cool as fuck, though. Dude. If anybody's still listening, that's cool as fuck. All right. Let's stay on topic, Courtney. So, I don't think I talked about the Scorpio energy enough with Terence McKenna. So, obviously, for people that don't know anything about astrology, Scorpio energy in general is super intense. Super intense. But, like I said, with everything within your chart, there is a good and a bad, a yin to the yang. A naughty or nice like aspects to every single one of these placements. So remember, nobody can tell you what you're going to be like exactly. They can give you the two options. At least me as an astrologer, when I do my birth chart readings, I like to not just say you are like this. I like to say you are like this, but you could also be the worst side of that, because there's always a good to the bad. Like I said, sorry, I go deep into that because I want people to understand that. So, and it can be both. You don't have to be all one or the other. Like, sorry, I'm jumping back to that because fucking something in me is like, dude, keep talking about that. That's important. This is like a... Real quick, let me jump back in. These are like conversations I have with myself every day about everything. Like, okay, whatever. Back to topic. So, because Terence McKenna was a Scorpio, there's no denying that he had intense emotions. And, you know, it's softened with Terence McKenna. If Terence McKenna only had his Venus in Scorpio and his Sun and his Jupiter weren't in there or whatever, I would say that, like, the way he loves, at least, is very intense. It could come out as very, I don't like to say the word obsessive, but it could come out in that way. It could come out in being manipulative if it is squaring Mercury, especially. If Venus was squaring Mercury in this chart and the Venus was still in Scorpio, I would say he's manipulative. But he's not. I like to give examples too much of opposing aspects, rather than me just talk about the actual chart. I'm like, but if it was like this, it would be like that, instead of just talking about this is that. Oh man, I probably sound crazy. People are probably gonna think I'm insane. All right, let me talk about Terence's Uranus being in the 7th house. I would like Terence's anus in my 7th house of relationships. Sorry, this is like I'm just a little jokester today. I can't keep it together. I feel very mercurial. All right. So Uranus is the planet of rebellion. Uranus likes to do things a different way. It just likes to shake things up a bit. That's what Uranus does. It shakes things up. It's very unpredictable. It could be unpredictable too, in the bad sense or good sense. If this, it's not even being aspected though. His Uranus is not being aspected by any other planets. That is very rare. I mean, I hardly ever see that in people's charts, and I read charts for a living. I don't know. Maybe just the people that I have done, they always have something aspecting it. I guess not all of them, but I don't know. It's just hitting me harder noticing that Terence doesn't have his Uranus aspecting anything. What does that mean? What does it mean? I think it means that, Uranus is good too. Uranus doesn't have any lessons, or maybe just Uranus doesn't have any friends. Maybe on this exact day, moment, year that Terence was born, Uranus was in a fight with all these planets. They're like, dude, we don't want to talk to you, Uranus. You're fucking out of control. Uranus, you need to stop spazzing out and fucking causing earthquakes and shit and causing, unpredictable relationships in your life, very unsteady relationships. Maybe, who knows? I don't know Terence McKenna personally, but maybe in his relationships, they could have been unstable. He may have had a bunch of different ones. He may have had a bunch of different ones. And because the 7th house is marriages, legally binding relationships. So shit like that. So maybe they were very unpredictable or, but he has his North Node in there too. So that he was supposed to focus on his relationships in this life. He was supposed to focus on his oh my God. And the South Node is in the 1st house of ego. What is Terence McKenna known for? He wants to he tells you to take mushrooms because your ego is not the best. We all need a little bit of ego to be a human being, but the psychedelic catchphrase, if you will, is kill your ego. And he has the South Node in the 1st house of ego, and the South Node in astrology is supposed to be what you're not aiming for this life. You're supposed to always look to the North Node. Always look to the North Node. How we look to the North Star, and in the Bible or whatever, I don't even know if it was the Bible. Yeah, they always say that you need to look to the North Star and follow it. You follow the North Node. Oh, fuck. As above, so below. You need to follow your North Node. That's what you're aiming for in this life. So, and not necessarily aiming for, but it's an energy that you need to, not lose focus of this year. Don't lose focus. And I say year, meaning life, this life. So Terence was supposed to really pay attention to his relationships in life. And maybe it was a lesson that he had to learn with Uranus, because Uranus doesn't have any connections with the planets. Maybe, a negative thing this could be is that Uranus, he hasn't earned any friends yet. Uranus has not earned any of these friends over here. He's isolated over here. Oh my God, not Terence. Uranus is the only planet on the bottom, on the right-hand side of his chart. I just noticed that. Wow. All of these bad boys are partying at the fucking 1st, 12th, 11th, 10th, 9th. That's where all, the parties are taking place. But what's going on over here? Fucking Uranus is in bumfuck Kentucky, where nobody is. This top half is New York City. Oh, you want to know what that could mean too? sometimes in astrology, I don't like to look at this like right off the bat, but if people don't have a lot of planets at the bottom, like, or if they have most of their planets at the bottom, that means that they can be kind of introverted, or like, you know, play maybe like a supporting role in this life. But the top half of the chart, that is like, you need to be known, like your purpose, you need to put yourself out there to other people. Not so much Terence, because the 12th house isn't that, but the 12th house will get you remembered. The 12th house is what people remember you by, your energy signature. Your personal energy, like, signature is the 12th house. Yo, I never even heard that in a book either, and I just came up with that. Dude, this fucking pot brownie is insane. But yeah, you may not be out in the, you will be out in the public, because you are at the top half of the chart. People will notice that. People will see that and remember you by that. But it is a very isolated house too. And, you know, Terence did put him out in the public to talk about psychedelics and promote, you know, what they have to offer humanity. But nope, I don't know anything about Terence's personal life. I know he was married. I think he had a kid, but you never heard him talk about his kid or, you know, anything personal, because Scorpio in general, they're secretive. Scorpios are secretive. Scorpios don't want you knowing anything about them. Fuck no. They do not like when people know their personal life. Most of them, not all of them. There's, you know, I'm just talking about the Scorpio archetype in general. Everything that's in your chart has to play in this, so you can never listen to me just talking about Scorpios and pertain it to you. Don't ever do that. Don't ever do that. Yeah, it's the archetype, so you express that energy, but you have a lot of other things to consider in your chart too. Just always remember that. I was about to say, this video is getting long. Nobody's probably going to watch this, but fuck that. I'm still going to talk. I want this for my notes. Fuck y'all. I don't even know if I'll post this. The audio might sound like shit. I'm just talking on my phone. I don't know if I'm a little high. I don't know if I said anything that is like going to get me canceled. But all right. Yeah, fuck. I'm going to talk. Fuck that. Okay. Let's talk about his 1 degree Virgo moon. Ooh. Ooh. You know, that there's good, very good things about that. There are also very annoying things about that. And I'm just talking about personal experience. But the Virgo moon, in a great sense, is, you know, doing things in an orderly fashion. When you have your moon, your emotion connected to Virgo, it's hard on a person. It could be hard on a person because it's like Virgo, it's trying to organize your emotions, but you can't organize emotions. They just come. And you can't put your emotions in a fucking filing cabinet like Virgo wants you to do. Like, Virgo wants to literally, like, you know, try and... Virgo is trying to do to the emotions is... It's not possible because it's two separate things. It's unpredictable. Virgos like things to be predictable. They want to know what they're doing. They want to know when they're doing it. They want to know how many people are going to be there. They want to know the details of things. They need to know the details of things. So Terence, having his moon in there, he may have like always needed answers. Like, I need answers to understand my emotions. I need it. And Mercury rules Virgo, so like it's very mercurial too. You just want to understand it. You want it written on paper. You want everything you feel to have a reason, a purpose, a time and place, and when to show up. Like, Virgo's like, nope, can't be sad right now. No, that is not until 5 o'clock. Virgo's like, yo, they're at work. I can just see a Virgo at work right now, like talking to themselves. Okay, Courtney, you can freak out, but please just wait until we're in the car. And Virgos will just fucking stare at you with like that fucking Virgo face, like eye rolling the fuck out of you. But you know. I love Virgos. I do. One of my best friends is a Virgo. She's fucking amazing. She's amazing. And she doesn't do that because she doesn't have her moon in Virgo. She's a sun Virgo. So that's totally different. It's totally different. Like, thank God for her. We love a good sun in Virgo. I mean, sun in... Now I'm confused. I'm like starting to talk about Amanda, my friend, but I'm talking about Terence McKenna's chart. Don't mind me, guys. I'm a little high. Let me smoke a little of my vape. All right, what else do we see? A lot. So he has Neptune in the 10th house in Libra. You know, and it's making a nice little trine over to his 7th house of relationships. So he had a lot of good business relationships. He had business relationships that were destined with fucking Neptune, because Neptune, you can tap in to the other realms and it's like destiny, or it can be illusion if in the bad sense, but Neptune is very well aspected in his chart. Well, you know, there's a little problem here, but it's not bad. And it's not a problem. Like, people just have issues they need to work through in order for it to run smoothly, but it's usually beneficial in the end. But that Neptune making a trine to his North Node in the 7th house, he had relationships that were destined. Okay, so let's talk about his Pluto and Saturn and Moon and his fucking power 4, all in the 9th. What's the 9th house? The 9th house is higher fucking learning, philosophy. Terence McKenna was a fucking philosopher. He was a philosopher. People like to just fucking hype up philosophy to like Pluto or Plato and fucking Hertocrates. I forgot to say his name. Carl Jung, fucking, you know, all those famous philosophers. But Terence McKenna was one. He wasn't just an academic. He wasn't just a psychonaut. He wasn't just a druggie. He wasn't just a stoner. He wasn't just a weirdo. He was a philosopher. Oh, he was beautiful, and he was all those things. Dorky. But that's not, whatever, I'm not even going to talk about that. But the 9th house was very important to him. His emotions lie within it. But with you, when you got these two fucking homeboys chilling in there, thank God, they're making both. So these planets are both making trines and squares. So it's like he's going to see the best and the worst aspects of this. So when you have Saturn in there, that can mean that you are maybe early in life, he was restricted in his philosophy. He grew up in a really religious household and he wasn't free to express it, so Saturn put a restriction on that probably earlier in his life. But he's got Pluto there, conjunct it, and Pluto is the planet of death and rebirth. So no matter what restriction he may have felt in the 9th house, something happened in his life where it was like, okay, fuck that, I'm reborn. Fuck my restriction. I'm learning from that restriction. I'm dying and I'm fucking rising as a phoenix. And he can expand his higher learning, his philosophy, more than you can even dream of. All because he had restrictions in it before. So holla. Let's see. Let's talk about his Mercury and Mars being in Sagittarius in the first motherfucking house. And with Sagittarius being intercepted. So, let me burp. So, earlier in his life, he may have had an issue. Oh my God! So yeah, because Sagittarius is intercepted, so he may have suffered from a negative expression of that earlier in his life. Like, he may have suffered, not been able to feel free to expand his mind with higher learning. And his Saturn is in the 9th house, and Sagittarius owns the 9th house, so it's like kind of similar energy, but it just expresses itself differently, if that makes sense to you guys. So, wow, yeah, he had karmic shit to deal with Sagittarius in this life. So, but because of that, he, just like Pluto, is going to be born as a phoenix, and he's going to express that energy so fucking well. At least try to. And he has his Mercury in there. So, the way his brain works is like a Sagittarius. Like, he wants to know things. He wants to know higher things that aren't talked about, things you can't just go to school for, higher learning, philosophy, wanting to teach people that philosophy too. They want to learn and teach. They want to teach and share. They want to learn and share. They want to share what they learn. And that's also your communication. He wanted to speak like that, and that's what he did. And yeah, especially because his Mars is in there too. Mars is your action. Mars is the warrior for the sun. Like Scorpio is the god in this chart, and Scorpio is not Scorpio. Sagittarius, his Mars is like the soldier. The thing about it is he has his South Node in Sagittarius, but it's in the first house. So to me, that says that like he couldn't have thought that he was going to do everything alone. Like, he needed to focus on relationships, because the 7th house rules relationships. The first house rules yourself. So in this life, he couldn't have isolated himself completely and only focused on his dreams or goals. No, he needed to collab. Relationships. I don't like to talk about relationships, so I just like to say collab. The 7th house is the collab house. Yo, that is like a modern rendition or reinvention of the 7th house. It is the collabs. Oh, shit. Yo, I should write a book right now. The 7th house modern edition is like collaborations you have with people, other YouTubers, fucking podcasts, whatever. And the 10th house is your career. You are a YouTuber. You have fucking 7th house collabs. That's funny. The 3rd house is where you do that collab. You are at a radio station. Okay. All right. That's all I wanted to say for I kind of just wanted to like vibe with my phone and talk about this, because I know I need to start practicing my speech more, because, of my career. I need to feel more comfortable speaking live, speaking with people, because I've been so focused on like making videos and making them look beautiful and edited beautifully together earlier in my channel, but now I really want to focus on just talking. I want to talk, be able to have a conversation, because I'm a 12th house person. I have my moon and my Venus in the 12th house, so lately I've been very isolative and like, just worrying about myself, my goals, and getting it out to humanity. Not one-on-one relationships, like not one-on-one, not the 3rd house, not the 9th house, the 12th house. Like, I'm focusing on getting my message out to other people, but I do it's in an isolated way. It's like I make videos, I tell you what's on my mind, and then I show you. And, you know, I'm kind of just coming to the realization, I have my moon in there, but I also have my sun in the 11th house. So I need to be out there more. So I'm trying to feed my sun, as I like to say. If you haven't seen my Feed Your Sun Theory videos, check them out. You need to feed whatever house your sun is in. But you also have to feed whatever house the moon is in too. So I do both. I'm just trying to learn to be more comfortable talking live to people and stuff. You know, and that's what the 11th house is. The 12th house is me making those videos. So, yeah, wow. Reading Terence McKenna's chart had me notice something about mine as well. I guess I had my edible brownie to thank for that. I appreciate you for watching. If I even upload this, I don't know if I will. I'm going to re-listen to it. You know, I'm going to re-listen to it and make sure I don't sound like a total, you know, I don't know. I'm a Capricorn. I can get self-conscious sometimes. I have Saturn conjunct my sun too. So, all right. I guess I just have one more thing to say. Astrology is the coding to the universe, and never fucking forget it.